Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at Gastech 2024 in Houston. It's a pleasure to have in the studio with us today Cristian Signoretto, the Director of Global Gas and LNG Portfolio at Eni. Thank you so much for joining us today. To start off, what are the major trends shaping the LNG market globally?
Well, in the last few years, actually, LNG business has become very relevant to the overall energy commodities, I would say. Is the commodity that glues all the other commodities, and the growth rate at which it's still growing is really remarkable. I mean, if you look at the last 10 years, which the LNG has added 170 million ton of capacity, and in the next 8 years there will be another 180 coming into the market. This gives you an idea of how relevant is becoming such a market. The trends that we are seeing, though, shaping the market these days are, on the one hand, buying behaviors are changing. So customers want to have much more flexibility. They have much more uncertainty on the demand pattern. The growth is there, but they want to get some flexibility in their portfolio. On the other hand, also the new US LNG volumes coming into the market are adding a lot of flexibility to the system, coping with the volume and price risk. This is also an element of importance of the market. And the third element, which is actually something which crept in the last 3 years, is the volatility. So the market has become much more volatile, and in the future, I think this is going to be still the case because there are a number of reasons why is that. Because there is a cyclical volatility linked to the investment cycle. Then there is something related to the induced volatility by geopolitics, by trade barriers, by policies. And then there is, if you want, what is the short-term volatility, because the LNG is bringing on its shoulder all the climate changes that are happening during the winter, or disruption on the route. So this volatility is also creeping into the system.
That's great to know. And talk to us about Eni's recent successes and partnerships when it comes to natural gas and LNG.
Well, in the last couple of years has been very pivotal for Eni in terms of actually gas and LNG growth. We have set ourselves a target to produce 90% of our whole portfolio of hydrocarbons into gas by 2050. And so we are growing steadily the share of gas into our portfolio. The last successes I would like to mention is the startup of Mozambique floating LNG. It's the first floating LNG in Mozambique, which brought some resources to the market, but there is much more to be brought to the market, and we are working to make sure that other floating or also the onshore development will be brought to the market. Then Congo LNG, it's another very important achievement that we have reached. We have already started the production last year, and we are bringing the capacity to 3 million ton by 2025. It's another floating LNG development. Actually, we are becoming very much excited by that technology. Another important success I would like to mention is the Indonesia. We have made huge, important discoveries there, and given the proximity to the liquefaction plant of Bontang and the premium market that we have over there, we plan to bring new LNG to the market, and so to provide the overall market and our customers with a lot of diversification when it comes to supply sources, in order to add this to the other portfolio sources that we have, like Qatar and Nigeria.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the industry as such, why is the management of volume and price risk such a critical factor for the industry?
I would say, on the one hand, you have producers which want to have stable cash flows in order to fund their investments, in order to bring the growth to the market. On the other hand, though, you have, as we said, customers that are a bit shunning away from taking longer-term commitments because they want to keep some flexibility to see how the demand actually really evolve into the next couple of decades. On top of that, you have the fact that demand is also becoming much more price sensitive. We have seen in the last couple of years that pocket of demands develop much faster if you have the right price, let me put it this way. And this is adding another set of complexity. And I think LNG portfolio players sit in between to, let's say, make sure that they can take a bit of this price and volume risk on their shoulder in order for the producers to go ahead with the investment and the customers to be happy with their portfolio. and make sure that the market function well. One element that I think is very important for this to happen is that the market needs to become more transparent and more liquid. And the LNG market has probably been the last one becoming a more tradable market. Now it's actually much more the case, and this is also helping a lot, the market and the players to make sure that this price and volume risk get edged also onto the overall market. At Eni, I would say we take advantage of that also because we like to develop our own projects from the upstream to the downstream. So our backbone of development are actually very much integrated projects in which you can much more easily manage also this price risk and volume risk in our, let's say, in our portfolio.
That's a very delicate balancing act still.
Indeed.
Yeah. And finally, we are here at Gastech. What are your expectations from this?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that I'm back in Houston because this is a bit of a capital of the energy, so it's always good to be here. Gastech is a very nice moment of the year in which you can catch up easily with a lot of colleagues and friends in order to share ideas and share insights about the industry, and also develop new opportunities for the next let's say business cycle. So and I'm getting those things in this conference.
Absolutely. It's such a pleasure having you here in the studio with us, and thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching, and you can get more comprehensive coverage of the energy industry and more studio interviews at energyconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and I'll be back with more studio interviews from Gastech 2024 in Houston. Stay tuned for more.